What is up, folks? Bristol Gaming back with another episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Weekly, the show where we help you figure out what mods are good for you. And this week we have got a easy little week. We're going to go over a couple of base defense and decoration mods, and then one little cool mod that I think adds just, a little something else to the game. But before we jump into anything, I want to take a second to say thank you to everybody who has liked and subscribed the content because it has helped out a great deal. But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump at our first mod, and our first mod is called Steel Trap Set by Berserk or 13 Zerk. It's 1-3 Urk or Zerk or something like that. I don't know why he's got the name like that, but it's a cool little mod that adds a bunch of traps to the game. Now it adds these reinforced steel ground spikes, some entanglement wire, some caltrops, some actual steel spikes, a reinforced armor wall reinforcement, reinforced spike trap, and then some spike wire. So these are really cool. Like, you see these spikes here, you can actually pick these up. But I'm going to go out of God mode real quick, and I'm going to walk over one. Oh, there you go. Now look at that. It causes bleeding. It does some pretty good damage. I'm going to go back into God mode. There's a screamer around here somewhere. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to walk over these caltrops. You see, the caltrops don't do a whole lot of damage, but the caltrops are cool because the caltrops stop the radiated guys from regenerating. So if you can layer these defenses to where you have caltrops down and then spikes and stuff like that, zombies are going to take a heck of a lot of damage, and they're going to bleed with those wooden spikes, and then with these they're not going to regenerate. But it's also really cool because if we come in here, close that behind me, so we come in here to this nice little base, these spikes here, they do a whole bunch of damage. Like, you saw that I went down like half my health that I had. So if you have those out and about, especially if you're one of those guys that, like me, you don't like to do the completely automated base. You want to have more of an active defense style. You can set out some of these, like the caltrops and stuff like that. You can set them out in a hallway and have, zombies funnel down to you. It's not going to cause a lot of damage, but it'll keep them from bleeding. And you could put little spikes and stuff like that and cause some extra damage. But then with these, that does decent damage too, and any zombies that attack your base or wherever you've got those set up is just going to take extra damage. So it's a fun little mod that adds some defense that I think is needed into the game, especially late game. There's really not a whole lot of traps. I mean, you've got the normal little wooden spikes and stuff, and if you're using some mods or if you have access to the creative menu, you can get in and spawn in the wood log spikes. But these are cool because they let you just have extra spikes or extra traps that you don't normally have, and they're easy to make too. So you come in here to your forge, click on your tools and traps, and they're all listed right here. So you can craft the spike traps and everything. So it's it's really easy to get as you go along, and you only need the anvil to craft these. You don't need the crucible, which I think is kind of breaking, because if it's supposed to be reinforced steel, I think you should need the crucible, because you need the crucible to make the steel. So I mean, it is what it is on this, but it is a fun little mod. I think 13 Zerk has done a good job on this because it does add in a flavor of base defense that you don't really have outside of the main game. But with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and jump into the next one. Alright, folks, so our next mod is called Research System by Akai Suichi. I'm so sorry for mispronouncing that. I'm horrible with names. Like, ask anybody. I'm terrible at pronouncing them. I'm terrible at remembering them. I had some weird idiosyncrasy thing that I have. But anyway, this is a really cool mod because it lets you put points into your sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing, into like Deadeye and lockpicking and stuff like that without actually having to invest the point there. So it's really good for people who don't play past a certain point in the game usually, or they want to they want to be able to build out a certain way but also be effective like as a shotgunner for like an oh poop moment, but you really like going heavy into intelligence or what have you. So how it works is you come here to your workbench, and then in your workbench you've got something called a computer. Now you'll have to craft this, and it's it's really easy. You'll find a schematic. I'm gonna come in here real quick and I'll type in computer. You'll find the schematic out and about, or you'll even find the computers out and about as you're looting. So you put it in here in your workbench, and then you come in here, and then you have these research papers. So we're going to go ahead and click on recipes. So then you've got the Deadeye, Demolition, Robotics. Those are just the stuff that I have on me. Because what this takes is, as you see, it takes research papers, it takes marksman rifle, it takes parts of a rifle, and it takes paper. Now this really is really good for if you find like a level 1 or a level 2 something. You don't really need the dukes, so you're not going to sell it. You don't need the parts, so you're not going to scrap it, because you've already got a ton of parts. So you just go ahead and you click craft. And I know some people are like, well, if you're using this, you know, you might not already have a ton of parts. Trust me, if you're playing this game just out and about looting and stuff like that, you've probably gathered up just a ton of these parts. And then these are going to go through and they're going to craft. We're not going to wait the full 30 seconds or however long. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to type in... Dang, I can't remember what it was called now. What's it called? Yeah, that's what it was. Sorry. I'm bad with remembering stuff. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the Deadeye one just so you guys can see. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to read it. Now, I'm going to come in here to my skills. See, I've got 1 point to Deadeye. Didn't buy it. This was just because of that. That's why this is a cool mod, because it lets you level up those things. Like, watch when this one crafts out. So we've got another one. We'll go ahead and grab it. Click read. Come back in here. Now we have 2 points. That's why I like this mod a lot, because it does let you build these up. If this is not your typical playstyle, if you do other stuff, this lets you, you know, level out something that you can play with without having to spend points. And this mod works really well with a lot of different mods that, you know, like reset your skills and stuff on death. So it's just like, okay, well, how do I want to build out this time? This is just a little fun mod to let you do different stuff than what people would normally do in the game. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright folks, so our next mod is called Assassin by Telric, and this is a really cool mod because it adds another enemy to the game that does sneak up and surprise you. Now I've got the Zalert going on by BW, so this, you know, kind of hides it a little bit, and you can kind of see the outline of the guy right there as we walk up to him. But if you don't have the Zalert and you're not paying attention, these guys will come up and they will pop you good. Look at that. You can't really see them too well. You can see an outline of them. Now I've got the AI frozen, but I'm going to go ahead and unfreeze the AI. Watch this guy. Look at him sneaking up on us. Shoot him so he goes ahead and pops out his stealth. Now look at him. It doesn't do a whole bunch of damage, but it is kind of cool that, you know, that's how they are. Like, there he was. We'll go ahead and kill this no real quick. Just die already. Damn. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to spawn in another little enemy ninja. We're going to spawn in a couple of them. Look at them. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into God mode. Look, watch. They'll attack, and then they'll fade back into stealth after a minute or two. Maybe. Maybe they'll fade back into stealth. Or maybe not. Maybe they won't. I'll go ahead and freeze the AI for a second. So these guys are cool because you can't exactly get easy headshots on them. I mean, you can, but it's not easy. And they do fade into stealth. And these guys will come up behind you when you're doing quests and you're looting and stuff like that, and they will surprise the hell out of you. And it does give a good jump scare. That's why I like this mod. That's why I'm recommending it, because there's been times when I've been playing before without Zalert on, mind you, just, you know, doing whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, oh crap. Like, I'm getting hit and I don't know what the hell's attacking me, so I jump and I just start, you know, swinging or shooting, and then I see their little silhouette as they fade away and run away, and I was like, oh my god. This is a really cool mod. It does add a bunch to the game. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the last one. Alright folks, so our last mod is called Telric's Decorations Pack, and it's just decoration stuff that Telric is gonna be adding to. But it's a cool little thing. You've got these little 4 master blocks here. Now, the bathroom one doesn't really give you a whole lot. The bathroom one only gives you 2. It only gives you 2 showers to choose from. You got a black and a silver. But I went ahead and I added them in with my with the unnecessarily beautiful but immersive. I don't know why that gives me such a hard time. And this is a little shower. Now it looks really neat. You turn it off and turn it on easily. There you go. Like, and it even adds this little lamp here. Nice little bright little lamp. This mod, if you combine this with some other mods for decorations and stuff, can really let you decorate out your building, your base, wherever you're at. So this is the living room block here. And look at all this different stuff. You've got pillows, lights, tables, a ceiling fan here. Like, I've got the ceiling fan here, and look at that. It actually spins. Like, it lights up and spins. Like, isn't that really cool? Like, I think that's just really awesome that you can do this. Like, you can put out decorations and stuff that are kind of functional. You know, they light up a place. They look good. I've got these plates here. Like, if I come, oh, that's the wrong one. If I come here and I pull up this kitchen one, I pull up this kitchen one, you can have plates out, you can have spoons, you can have knives, wine bottles, wine racks, cutting boards, and stuff like that. So you can actually make a base look really good with this. And this little outdoors one here lets you do all different kinds of stuff. I've got a little burn pit there. You can have a little umbrella that you put up on top of stuff. I put a little umbrella here. Look at that. Look what happens with this. Look, a little burn pit. You close it up, turns off. Like, I think this is just a really well done mod. Like, this, as for a decoration mod, this was extremely well done. I think Telric has done a very good job with this. Telric does really good mods in general, I believe. But that's it for the week, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And even if you didn't like the content, go ahead, let me know why. Tell me what, what I can do better. But have fun, take it easy, and we'll see you next time.